Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Tommy Tutu, your Southern California hiking guide. So today I wanted to share with you my top 10 picks for the best trails for a wedding proposal. So I started making this list about a year and a half ago, and these are the 10 trails I came up with. So for a wedding proposal, I think they have to meet a certain criteria because this is a very special day. You're going to want your spouse to remember this day for the rest of their life. You want this to be a very important day. So I'm only picking trails that would make it very special. So I have very high standards for this. The trails have to meet a certain criteria. The first thing is it has to be a several hour long adventure. So it can't just be a short 1 hour trail that, you come home, you're bored, like now what? Okay, we're getting, So it has to be an all day adventure, something that you're just going to remember for the rest of your life. Number two, the trail has to be fun. There's a lot of trails with beautiful views, and I get it, but some of them are just back-breaking and tiring and rocky and not fun at all. I mean, the reward at the end may be nice, but the trail's not fun. So the trail has to be fun. So that's my criteria number two. Number three, there has to be a reward at the end of the trail. So it has to be something like an incredible view or some kind of a landmark, just something where you'll take a lot of wedding photos and just, like I said, remember this day for the rest of your life. So here are my top 10 picks for the best hiking trails for a wedding proposal. So I'm going to start with number 10, which is this one actually isn't my pick. So I went to a hiking group and I took a poll and I asked them what you think is the best hiking trail for a wedding proposal. So number 10 is people's choice, I guess you could say. So this was the number one answer I got for the best hiking trail for a wedding proposal. And that trail is Sandstone Peak in Malibu, California. So Sandstone Peak in Malibu, California is the People's Choice Award. So I went to an online hiking group and I took a poll. And I asked the people, what is the best hiking trail for a wedding proposal? And Sandstone Peak by far got the most votes. And you can see why. This trail has nothing but drop dead gorgeous views the entire way. And as far as my criteria is concerned, the first item is that a trail has to be long enough. This trail is 3 miles long, and you could even extend it more if you want to. So it does meet my first criteria of being a long trail. The second criteria, though, is that the trail has to be enjoyable and fun. This trail is mostly uphill the entire time, and it's on a 25 to 30% grade, so it's very steep, which is very tiring, and it's very rocky too, so it's hard on your feet. So it might not be the most fun trail. It is quite a workout, though. And then my third piece of criteria is that the trail has to have some kind of reward at the end. Now, when you get to the end of this trail, the views are pretty much the same views you've seen the entire time while hiking the trail. So it's nothing extra special, so just keep that in mind. But also, don't let that take away from how incredible this trail is. This trail is just drop dead gorgeous, and there's a reason why so many people voted this as their number one best trail for a wedding proposal. So that's Sandstone Peak in beautiful Malibu, California. Okay, so that was number 10. Number 9 for the best hiking trails for a wedding proposal, and this is going to be kind of an odd one, but it's going to be Pumpkin Rock Trail in Norco, which I know might be kind of a head scratcher, but let me explain why. Okay, so if you're wondering why Pumpkin Rock made the list, it's because there is a demand for places like this. There are certain personality types that do enjoy these kind of places and find them romantic. Often these people their favorite movie would be like The Nightmare Before Christmas. So there are people out there who would love to propose at a place like this. My only advice is to go during October, because if you go in the off season, the pumpkin gets covered in ugly graffiti. So if you do want to go here for a wedding proposal, I would recommend doing it in October when they give it a fresh coat of paint. So yeah, that would be Pumpkin Rock in Norco, California. Okay, so that was Pumpkin Rock Trail, Norco, California. Number 8, again, this is another kind of unusual pick. It's going to be the Bighorn Mine Trail in Wrightwood, California. Okay, so the reason I say that the Bighorn Mine Trail is an unusual pick is because it actually caught on fire this year and it hasn't reopened yet. So I don't know what it looks like now. All the beautiful trees are probably all burned down, so I can't really guarantee the quality of this trail. But before it burned down, It was extremely beautiful. It might have been in my top 3 picks for a wedding proposal. Trail's about 4 miles long. It is a lot of uphill, but it's not nearly as bad as Sandstone Peak. And at the end of the trail, there's an abandoned gold mine with just incredible views. And it's just a perfect place for a wedding proposal. So, yeah, this would be, if, like I said, if it didn't burn down, it would probably be one of my top 3 picks. But until I find out what it looks like when it reopens, we're just going to have to wait and see. But that's a Bighorn Mine Trail in Wrightwood, California. Okay, so that was the Bighorn Mine Trail in Wrightwood, California. Number 7 for the best trails to do a wedding proposal would be Heart Rock Trail in Crestline, California. Okay, so it may seem like an obvious choice to propose at Heart Rock Trail, which has a rock with a hole in it shaped like a heart next to a small waterfall. The reason why this is so low on the list, though, is because there is the bug factor. This trail has a lot of bugs. It's very easy, though. It's only about 2 miles long, and it's extremely beautiful, but you just got to be careful for the bugs. So I would strongly recommend wearing a mosquito net over your face when hiking this trail, and I'm not joking when I say that, because I myself have had to use a mosquito net on this trail. It has a really bad bug infestation, but if you can overlook that, then you got a beautiful heart-shaped rock to propose in. So that's Heart Rock Trail in Crestline, California. Okay, so that was Heart Rock Trail in Crestline, California. Number 6 on my top 10 hiking trails for a wedding proposal is going to be Mount Rubido in Riverside, California. So what better place to propose to your future wife than at Mount Rubido in Riverside, California? This trail is famous for having the giant cross on the top of the mountain, which is a reminder of God's covenant with us. So this trail, it's about 3 to 4 miles long. It's all uphill, but it's all paved, so it's pretty easy, and you'll have a lot of great views when you reach the top. Also, this is a very crowded trail, so when you get on your knees and propose and she says yes, you're going to have a large crowd cheering for you. So, yeah, like I said, what better place than Mount Rubido in Riverside, California? Okay, so that was Mount Rubido in Riverside, California. My next favorite trail for a wedding proposal would be Eagle Rock Trail in Warner Springs, California. So Eagle Rock Trail is a 6-mile long hiking trail in Warner Springs, California. At the end, there's a giant rock shaped like an eagle. And can you imagine proposing in front of this massive thing? What a sight that would be. I would recommend going in the springtime, late spring, because it does bloom with a lot of wildflowers. It's very beautiful. There are a lot of rocks to climb on at the end. There's a lot of good views here. It's an incredible trail, one of my absolute favorites. And yeah, like I said, just imagine the wedding photos of you proposing in front of that giant eagle rock. What an incredible experience that would be. So yeah, this is why this one is so high on my list, and that's why this is one of the places I would recommend proposing to your future wife to. So that's Eagle Rock Trail in Warner Springs, California. Okay, so that was Eagle Rock Trail in Warner Springs, California. We're going to move on to number 4. My number 4 favorite hiking trail for a wedding proposal would be Silverwood Lake in Hesperia, California. So there's a lot to do here at Silverwood Lake, which makes it an all-day adventure. A lot of the hiking trails here are very easy and enjoyable, so you don't have to worry about that. If you're looking for the reward, as I had in my criteria of 3 things to look for when looking for a wedding proposal hiking trail, the third one, the reward at the end, I would do Cleghorn Trail to Garces Overlook, because at the end of that trail, you're on top of a hill and you just have this great view of the lake, which I think would be the perfect spot for a wedding proposal. And then you could head down to the beach and go swimming or go walking to other trails, and it's just a massive recreational area and beautiful place for wedding proposals. So that's why Silverwood Lake is number 4 on my list of best places for a wedding proposal. Okay, so that was Silverwood Lake in Hesperia, California. Moving on to the top 3. So number 3 for my best trails for a wedding proposal would be Annie's Canyon in the San Elijo Lagoon near Cardiff by the Sea. So Annie's Canyon is located in the San Elijo Lagoon near Cardiff by the Sea.
As far as hiking trails go, this is absolutely one of the best in Southern California. So you start off in a forest, then you're hiking along the lagoon, which is also just very beautiful. And then at the end, you go through these slot canyons, which is just, it's hard to explain. You have to just do it in person because the videos do not do it justice. This trail is about 4 or 5 miles long. It's flat and easy, so it's a lot of fun. The reward at the end, the views are okay. They're not the best. They're not like Bighorn Mine Trail or Eagle Rock. You don't have that like incredible, insane reward at the end. It does have a decent area on top of the canyon for photos for your wedding proposal. But what you could also do on this trail is after you're done, after you've hiked through the Annie's Canyon, you could go another mile and make it to the beach and then spend the day at the beach. So I just think this is a perfect trail for a wedding proposal. You go through one of the most beautiful, amazing trails in Southern California. You propose at the top of the canyon and then you head over to the beach for a day of enjoyment. I mean, what could possibly be better than that? But I do have 2 more trails on the list that I would choose over this one. But Annie's Canyon San Elijo Lagoon is an absolute amazing gem for a wedding proposal.
Okay, so that was Annie's Canyon near Cardiff by the Sea in the San Elijo Lagoon. Very, very beautiful trail. Definitely see why that's one of my top 3 picks for best trails for a wedding proposal. So number 2, second favorite trail for a wedding proposal would be Tory Pines State Beach in La Jolla, California.
So Tory Pines State Park is a beach trail in La Jolla, California. It is one of the highest rated trails on alltrails.com, and if you hike it, you'll see why. This beach trail is just unlike any other beach trail there is. It's more beautiful than Malibu, more beautiful than Palos Verdes, more beautiful than Crystal Cove. I mean, this is the most beautiful beach trail in Southern California. So what I would do if you're looking to propose to your future fiance here, I would first head down to the beach and enjoy your time with her. Then you're going to want to head up to Razor Point, and that's the spot where you want to propose. That is the spot with the most beautiful view, and it's hard to describe. You'll just have to look at my video here and trust me. But if I was to propose to a woman, this would be number 2 of my top 10 choices of places to propose for a wedding.
Okay, so that was Torrey Pines Beach in La Jolla, California, an absolutely beautiful trail. And here we go, number 1. Okay, so my number 1 pick for hiking trail for a wedding proposal, the one that would be my number 1 choice would be, and I know it might seem kind of unusual, but this is the one I would choose, would be the Devil's Chair in Pear Blossom, California.
Okay, so don't let the name deceive you. There's nothing evil about the Devil's Chair. It's just named that because it's a very difficult trail. It's about 8 miles long and it takes about 5 hours to complete. But in spite of that, this trail is an absolute adventure with incredible views the whole time. There's a lot of fun rocks to play on, and you're just going to have a blast at this trail. At the end, there's a cage on the edge of a cliff called the Devil's Chair. And of all the trails I've hiked, that spot has the best views of any trail I've ever done. And that's why that's a perfect spot for a wedding proposal. So ladies, if I ever take you hiking and it's to the Devil's Chair, just a warning, you might be coming home with a ring on your finger. But yeah, this is the most fun trail. It's my number 1 favorite trail of all time. It's the most fun. It's got the best views. It's got everything. This is my number 1 pick for a trail to do a wedding proposal. The Devil's Chair in Pear Blossom, California.
Okay, so that was the Devil's Chair in Pear Blossom, California, a trail with beautiful views at the end and just takes your breath away. So for me, that's the trail I would pick. That would be my first choice for a wedding proposal for a hiking trail. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy videos like this. And why don't you also share this video with your friends too? The more viewers we get, the better. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless you.